first thing we got to do to become successful is get rid of all those wrong expectations that we have. See, many of you have these wrong expectations about success. You have this fantasy, fairy tale idea about what it takes to become successful, or what it is, what it means to become successful. So many wrong expectations, right? So we got to start off with getting rid of at least some of those expectations. You know, so I am many a time surprised. You know, people, how many of you are married, by the way? Okay. See, that's a wonderful example of expectations. You get into a marriage with expectations, right? You have your expectations. You have your expectations. The wife has her expectations. The wife looks at you and thinks her expectation is, okay, I'm going to improve him. So the wife looks at you as her next 2-year project. But she doesn't know you're already showing her the best version of you. It is only going to go downhill from there. Well, wives expect their husbands to be rich. Yes? Successful. Come home at 5 o'clock in the evening. Take you out, take the family out every weekend. Yeah? All the ladies are nodding your head. Oh my God, what a fantastic expectation. The only people who do that are broke people. How many successful people have you seen who come home at 5 o'clock and spend time with family every weekend? How many? Zero. But that's the expectation. So, the expectation that my husband is going to be rich and successful and come home at 5 and take all of us out every weekend, go on vacations every weekend, is a wrong expectation. It's a stupid expectation. Now, some of you, when you hear negativity, you feel like quitting. Maybe many of your team members have quit the business because they are made fun of. Their friends don't accept them, or because of the negativity they hear around them. Does that happen? All right. Now, these people who make fun of what you do, or who talk negatively about what you do, are they successful people or broke morons? So now, tell me, is it not stupid for you to have the expectation of acceptance and admiration from broke people? Is it not stupid? Do you want to be like those moronic people? No. So if you don't want to be like them, why do you have this expectation of them accepting you? You know, it is like expecting Hitler to worship Mahatma Gandhi. It doesn't work that way. So, well, in these few days that you've been here, I hope that many of those wrong expectations you have had about success, about our business, about the company, a lot of them have vanished. Has that happened? I understand your situation. I did not sign up and immediately become successful. I have gone through everything you are going through right now, and every other V partner also. So we understand. I understand. I know that you have challenges. I know that you have problems. I know that you are facing rejections every day. I know that you are being beaten down by media. I know you're being ridiculed by people. I know this. I understand. Have you got problems? Have you got problems doing the business? Yes or no? How many of you got problems doing the business? All right. Do you want solution for these problems? Are you sure? Well, I can't hear from the people on top. Do you want to solve your problems? Okay. How long have you been having these problems? Since you started the business. Interesting. Interesting. And you say you want to solve these problems. Right? Stop lying. You don't want these problems to be solved. See, these problems are your comfort zone. You run to these problems. You know these problems. Every time somebody asks you why you could not achieve something, you have a long list of problems that you can give. Now, hold on. I know many of you are writing down, and I know you've heard this many times before. Don't worry. This is being recorded. You can watch this as many times as you want on VTube, YouTube, and all those tubes. I want you to be here with me 100%. The reason you are not successful is not because of lack of knowledge. It is not. What you write down just becomes information. The reason why you are not successful is because of who you are. You got to change that. And if you got to change that, you got to be here 100%. So, yeah, I know some of the things that the speakers say may be very good. You might want to write it down. Maybe because you think that was very important for me. I don't want to forget it. I get it. I understand. But more than writing down, it's important for it to actually go in and change you. And that change can happen only here. So, put your books, pen, all down under the chair. And like I said, this is being recorded. It's on, VTubes and YouTubes and all that stuff. You can go back and listen it how many ever times you want. But this experience of being here and absorbing this energy, this whole environment, that can only happen when you are here. So make use of it. All right? So, you are saying that you want to get rid of your problems. And I say, bullshit. Your problems are your creations. You create your problems. Now, you might be thinking, what I mean is, you did something and you did something wrong, and because of what mistakes you did, the problem arose. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying the entire thing that you have that you define as a problem is your creation. You manufactured it. Well, you don't agree, I know. I can look at your face. You don't agree. And that's fine. Some of you are thinking, what do you mean? All this negativity, did I create it? Did I manufacture? My whole team quit. Is that imagination? Is that something that I manufactured? No. Those are facts that really happened. I'm not saying you created it, but those are not problems. Those are situations. The situations are real, but you manufacture problems from those situations. And then you create this world in your head with all these problems. So how do you get rid of these problems? You all said you want to solve the problem. Now, in the last few days, you have come up, people have come up on stage and they have shared their stories. Yes or no? And did you not hear them talk about their situations? And did it not sound familiar to you? Were they not going through the exact same situation you are going through right now? But in your case, that has stopped you from moving forward. But for them, it didn't matter. It was just a situation. They did not look at it as a problem that needed some solution. See, a solution is needed only if there is a problem. If there is no problem, does it need solution? If there is no problem, does it need a solution? Now, did anyone who came up on stage in the last few days, did it sound to you like they had the situations, they looked at it as a big problem? It was just a situation, they went through it. It might have taken longer time, shorter time, it just did not matter. But the people who don't make it, the people who don't succeed, they manufacture problems from every situation. And if these problems are something you have been having for a long time, if the problem that you have, that you're thinking about, if you've been having it for a few months, for a few years, then I assure you, you don't want to get rid of these problems. Because, see, that's familiar territory for you. You know exactly what that lay of the land is. You have been reciting about your problems to yourself maybe 1,000,000 times. And you have told about those problems to other people thousands of times. So now, you have this familiarity with the problem. And if somebody tries to take this problem away from you, you will fight with that person. Because if this problem goes away, now you're like naked. You're like, oh my God, so no problem? What is my excuse now? Oh, that means my success is shit. Oh my God. So you're going to fight. When people tell you, no, you can do this, you can do that, you're like, no, I tried all that, doesn't work. Or if the solutions are coming from somebody whom you respect, like an upline, grand upline, you might not argue with them, but you might say, okay, I will try. Thank you very much, grand upline. And you will start doing it, but you will do it for maybe a few times. So that you can tell your grand upline that, I tried, but what to do? Didn't work out. So that you can run back to that familiarity, the familiar area where you have made home. Your problems are your creations. You don't need to do anything to solve them. You just need to understand that you created them. The moment you understand it, it vanishes. It just goes away like smoke. It is just smoke after all. You've been fighting the shadows in that smoke. Now, I have a video that I can show you on how you manufacture problems. You want to see? All right. Let's play the video too.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Do it again. Oh no, that wasn't it. Pick it up. Bit of a late reaction there, mate.
All right. So, does that look familiar? Huh? Well, first you fall down, and if you still don't get the attention and the sympathy, then you start crying. Oh my God, some of you, like, why? God, why is he exposing all my secrets? Let me show you another video where I want you to be, and where all those people who came up on stage in the last few days, how they respond when a problem happens. You want to see that? This is where I want you to be. Okay, let's watch it.
Check it out.
It's just a situation. Why create a problem out of it? Why manufacture a problem out of it? Because the moment you define it as a problem, now you need a solution. It's just smoke screen. It is just smoke screen. The moment you understand it, the moment you see it for what it just vanishes. That's it. And just move forward. Isn't it stupid to sit down and make strategies and plans on how to blow away a smoke screen? It doesn't need any blowing away. You can just walk through it. That's it. How many of you want to become successful? You sure? So then let me ask you one question. Why are you not successful yet? Okay, I'll come down, okay? I want to know, I want to understand. Why do you think you're not successful yet? You started the business. It's been a few months, maybe a few years. Are you where you wanted to be? Okay, no, great, fantastic. I had a big no here. Why?
Because it's just the beginning.
Yeah, that's fine. But my question is, in whatever time you have spent in the business, right now where you are, is that where you want to be? Or you wanted to be much ahead? Okay, so what happened?
Keep building, stay committed.
Okay, so you were building, it collapsed. Is that what you're saying? Okay, and you're rebuilding. Fantastic. Garbage mindset. Okay. Excuses. Laziness. Oh my God. Comfort zone. Well, these are, when I hear words like this, I know that these are expert attendees of trainings. It's like when a doctor has a disease and they go to a hospital, the doctor can actually talk in technical terms with the other doctor, right? So that's exactly, my full cup, what to do? No burning desire. Laziness. So you know all the terminologies, all right? Laziness, very interesting thing. And some of you are saying, it's my laziness, I'm not working hard enough because, you feel, okay, this guy is not going to take any bullshit, so let me be honest and tell, my laziness appears to be, ownership, right? You're taking ownership when you say, it's my laziness, I'm not working hard. I'll say bullshit. There is nothing called as laziness. You invented it. You know what laziness really is? You not wanting to do what needs to be done. That's it. You just don't want to do it. Why call it with some fancy name where now you call it laziness and now you have to say to my upline, I'm lazy. So the upline also joins the dance, motivating. That's the dance the upline has to now do with you. So the upline does the dance, trying to motivate. You have to work hard. Don't you have dreams? You say yes. So work hard, bring you to week on. And you may be getting a little bit motivated. And then you go back and you start doing things. But ultimately, if you don't want to do what you're supposed to do, you will never do it. No matter how much motivation you get, it can push you for a little while. But after that, laziness is the scientific term you tell. So that, now what can the upline say? Poor fellow. If it's laziness, then they have to say, no, don't worry, work harder, work harder. Yeah, I am trying, but my mistake, upline, my mistake. Full cup. It's you not wanting to do what needs to be done. So then why is it? Why? Why do you not want to do? Okay, whatever. But I'll tell you the real reason. Do you want to know the real reason? You don't desire success bad enough. That's it. The people who came up on stage, you think they did not have fear? You think they did not have fear? Was there fear? Yes, of course. Well, Said Amir told so much about how he had to cross borders and, do things. Of course he was afraid. There is fear, but the difference between you and them is their desire for success is more than their desire to live with fear. In your case, you have desire for success. Yes, I'm not saying no. But your desire to live with that fear is more than your desire for success. Your desire not to get rejected is more than your desire for a sign-up. You have desire to get sign-ups, I agree. But which desire is more? The desire to get sign-up or the desire to not get rejected? Which one? The desire not to get rejected is more than your desire for sign-up. So everything you have in your life today is exactly what you wanted. Everything you have in your life today is what you desired. And the things that you don't have is because you didn't want it. Now you have been fooling yourself saying, no, I want to become successful. What is this guy saying? I borrowed money to sign up in the business. Why would I do that if I have no desire for success? Yes, you have desire for success, but when a situation arises, your desire for success takes a backseat. So, what are we going to do? Now, you are sitting here asking all these questions of what should I do to max out? What is the strategy? What are the tips and tricks to max out? What should I do? And then you heard all these people come up and talk to you. You have written down notes about what they did, and some of you are pretty confident that, okay, I'm going to implement these things and become successful. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because, see, the question you are asking yourself is, what should I do to become successful by remaining who I am? That is what you're asking. And the shortest answer I can give you is there's no way. It doesn't matter what you do. By remaining who you are, it does not matter what you do. Very difficult to become successful. Because all those changes you make are superficial changes. Those are all cosmetic changes. It is not going to affect who you are. You got to change who you are. You got to become that person who will do whatever it takes to become successful. When I started, I had just graduated from college, okay? I worked for about 2 years, and then I signed up in the business. In those 2 years, I had got so fed up with job. I hated this thing called as job. In those about 2-3 years, I changed about 8 jobs just because I didn't know. For the first job I took, I thought maybe it's the company's fault. Then I changed to another job. Soon I realized all jobs are going to be like this. And I would wake up in the middle of the night with this fear in my mind that, oh my God, is this what I'm going to do for the next 40 years of my life? I was so scared. And then my good friend, partner Mahendra Kumar, invited me for a business presentation. I went. I had some objections and all this stuff, but long story short, I signed up, okay? The first few months, I was not really convinced that this is it. This is what is going to change my life. I was not really convinced. But in those 3-4 months, he was training me. He was giving me books to read, taking me to trainings, all that stuff. So slowly, I began to realize that, whoa, this is not a small business. This can actually solve it can actually give me what I want, which is quit my job. And the moment it went into my head, I became a different person. I totally changed. I would do 6-7 presentations a day while I was still working. So 7 o'clock, I go to the office. We finish around 5, maybe 5-6 o'clock, and then go meet people, do presentations, do trainings, all the way until 2 a.m. Sleep for a few hours. and then do it again. Now, some of you who would look at that and you would say, oh my God, you worked really hard. Great, fantastic. And the message you would be taking back is, if I need to become successful, I need to work hard. And that's a bullshit message. You know, hard work is the name you give to things you don't want to do. When you want to do something, it is not hard work. How is it hard work? For everybody else looking at it from the outside, it looks like hard work, but for you, it is fun. How is it hard work? Tell me, I mean, have you lost yourself in doing something for hours and hours? Has it happened to you with anything at all? Maybe your hobbies, passion, whatever. You could just spend days without eating, without sleeping, getting lost in that activity. Has it happened? Now, if you are a musician or a sports personality or an athlete who really love that and who see why you clearly understands why you're doing it, you can get lost in it for hours. Now, for everyone looking at it from the outside, who writes your biography will say, oh, he worked really hard. And you are thinking, when did I work hard? I was having fun. There's nothing else I wanted to do in that time. There's nothing else you wanted to do except that. But that is a result of who you are. Chief talks about it every time. He says, it's not about what I do, it's about who I am. And the people who have come up on stage all these days, in so many ways, that is what they have conveyed. It is not what they did, it is who they are. When this understanding really went into my head that, oh my God, if this could be my ticket to get out of this prison of having to work for next 40 years, I totally became a different person, and everything I did was, I don't know, I cannot teach it to somebody else. Very difficult. I can try and share, but it's very difficult to teach. But the thing is, it just took 6 months. That's it. It just took 6 months for me to develop the business to a stage where I was getting my annual salary from the job in a week from QNet. Now, many of you might pull out your notebooks and say, okay, tell me, give me the 10 steps you did. How did you do? What did you do? First time, after you came back from home, tell me, what is the first thing you did? Let me write. What are the 10 steps? Are you missing the point then? It didn't matter. You know, your activities are important. I'm not saying your activities are not important, but that has the power of your activities comes from who you are. That needs to change. Now, see, all of us were born the same. We all have that inside of us. But unfortunately, all the conditioning over these years has really screwed us up. And what this conditioning has done, the society's conditioning is it's filled you with garbage. Now, the moment you recognize that as garbage, it loses its power, it vanishes. You don't have to do anything to solve it. You don't have to, take a garbage truck and one by one pick out the trash. No. You just need to recognize that you have inside of you what it takes to become successful, and you just have to become that person. That's it. And then everything you do will change. When I was a young boy and I was going to school, I once saw a dad drop his child in the same school that I was studying, okay? And this child was very young, but the dad was like really young guy. Maybe he was like 22, 23, I don't know. And that image stuck with me. For some reason, I wanted to become a young dad. You know? So, I got married and I had my first child. I got married when I was 25. I got, my first child when I was 26. And I was still building the business. This is just, third year. Now, after achieving the first goal, which is quitting the job, which I could achieve within 10 months of me starting the business, my next goal was to, I already have a girlfriend who now is my wife. So my goal is, I want to have so much money so that she will never have to work a single day in a job. So that was my goal. And when I really got it into my heart, again, I changed. I became a different person. And it took just a few more months for me to achieve that goal. And then we got married. And then after I got married, my dream was all about the kids. The dream that these kids should not lack anything because of lack of money. And when that really went in, the way I was doing the business was completely different. After we got married, the first few years, I was rarely home. I really still don't know how my wife put up with me. When my first child was born, I was not even in the hospital. My wife gave birth to my first child when I was in a different country. Oh my God, now you are looking at it and saying, oh my God, that is sacrifice, hard work. Great. I have to sacrifice now, right? I have to pay the price. You're missing the point. For me, my family is my number one dream. The number two is not even close. The number one is right up there. I will do anything for my family. And because that is number one, the priority of my business is actually higher than that. I prioritize this business because I prioritize this business even more than my family because my family is my number one priority. And it really hurts me when I hear from people using family as an excuse. It really hurts me. When they say, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot come here, I cannot do that because, I just got married, I just have kid, my kid's birthday party. I don't know how many of you know this. Chief spoke about his mother. Yes? Now, I don't know how many of you knew this. When she was in the hospital, fighting the last battle, do you know what was going on? Week-on was going on. And you know where Chief was? At Week-on. Chief, Sati, Kuna. All three of them. At VCon. How do you learn this? How do you create a 10-step plan for doing that? It comes from who you are. You know, you heard Aidamir, right? Every few months, he sends us, the V partners, a video of his two beautiful daughters playing piano. Now, when the video started coming in, I thought he is at home, he recorded. And then I called him and I asked, okay, so how is the family? Oh, they are good. Where are you now? Oh, I am not home. They are in Tajikistan. I am in Tanzania. Oh, okay. So you reached there what, 2 weeks back? No, I've been here for 6 months. When are you going back? I don't know, I have some things to achieve with respect to where I want the network to be before I leave. Okay? Now you might hear that and say, oh my God, he paid the price. Yes, he paid the price, but it is who you are that makes you do what you do. When you just do some behavior modifications, it is not going to help. It might help a little bit, but the progress is too small. But when you change who you are, it's really magical. It's really powerful. And you don't need to do anything to change who you are because you were created that way. The only thing you need to do is recognize all that bullshit and drama that you have created by yourself. And when you recognize that all these problems, all these things that I have been saying that is holding me back is actually my creation. It's all just bullshit. Then you are getting closer to that part of you, that beautiful part of you. I don't know what you can call it as, but maybe the spirit of you or the essence of you that you have. God has put it inside of you. You don't need to attend any training or go to a university to build that up. You don't need it. It's free, given to you. Just take it out. Just recognize it. And it's there for you. Are you ready to become that person? Now, some of you have already become that person. Some of you have. Sitting here in these 4 days, while many were busy writing down notes and taking photographs, some of you were silent, trying to discover, understand yourself. And some of you have really understood that. And I hope that those who have not understood at least have begun to understand that. You know, when you don't realize your true inner self, you will keep looking for people to carry you. You will expect other people to do things for you. Whether it's upline, wife, children, parents, whatever. And you don't think it is wrong. You just, you feel, okay, I know they are my uplines, they are my team members. Why can't they do it for me? After all, you all talk about teamwork and all that stuff. So, do it for me. Many years ago, I'm not sure how many years, but a few years ago, we partner Sharfoon gave a testimony, okay? And in that whole testimony, she quoted Bhagat Singh. And the quote she gave, it just pierced my heart and went straight in. And the quote is, "Zindagi तो अपने दम पर जी जाती है, दूसरों के कंधे पे तो जनाजे उठते हैं." Life is lived on your own strength. Only coffins are carried on other people's shoulders. Why do you want somebody else to do your work? It's so stupid. Not only it is stupid, it is impossible. Nobody can do your job. It doesn't matter how much they love you. They cannot. Those of you who have kids, tell me, do you love them? More than your own life. Can you study for them? Why not? Do their job, no? You love them, so do their job. Why not? Can you write exams for them? Can you attend interviews for them? You cannot. You cannot do somebody else's work no matter how much you love them. So stop looking for somebody else for doing your work. You do your work. This is a very powerful business. I have not seen anything as powerful as this in my whole life. I have not. And this is not some motivational thing. I have traveled the world. I have seen business opportunities. I have seen many things. I have not seen anything as powerful as this. And you are truly blessed to be a part of this. I don't know how you joined. I don't know, and I don't care. Maybe somebody told you something. Maybe they didn't even tell you anything. I don't know. But you have got the most powerful thing in the world on your laps. It literally fell on your laps. All that is needed is for you to realize that what I have is the most precious thing in this whole world. Until you realize that, all the trainings are useless. They can help for a short while. That's it. Your success starts from you recognizing and understanding the power, the value, the importance of what you are doing here in your life. The importance of this. There's nothing else that can change your life. If there was something else, you could have done it already. Are you a millionaire? Not yet. Why? You are what? 25, 35, 45, 65? All these years you couldn't become a millionaire? Why? Think about it. Why? So if you are not a millionaire, were your father, mother millionaires? No. Oh my God, but they worked for 40, 50 years. Okay, maybe if they are not millionaires, maybe your grandparents were millionaires. No. You mean to say for 3 generations your entire family worked and they were not millionaires? Or maybe your great-great-grandfather was a millionaire. No. 4 generations, all slogging and not millionaires. Oh, there's something wrong. You can go back any number of generations. People have been slogging, but they're not become billionaires. And you got something fallen on your lap. All that you got to do is get the fuck up and work. That's it. Instead of creating all this drama and problems and all these challenges, nothing. Just do. But that doing should come from who you are. You got to really understand the value of this business. You really need to understand that. There is absolutely nothing that you can do in your lifetime to change your life like this business. There's nothing else. Now, once you understand that, and when you change who you have become, you know what will happen? You will give it everything you got. You will give it everything you got. Your activities will not be like, okay, should I do 2 presentations today? 2 presentations more than enough? No, you will give it everything you got. Everything. Everything you got, you will give it. You will not hold back anything. But that only happens when the you, the real you, comes out. You got to look at all the garbage that is surrounding you and then liberate that the real you that you were born with. So are you ready? For what? Are you ready to become that person? Are you ready to become success itself? Are you ready to become max out king and max out queen? Once you become that, the money will come. Max out will happen. But you got to become that inside first. I want you all to stand up. I want you all to stand up. Today, you become that person. Today, you become success itself. Today, you become that new you. Today, you begin to see who you really are. Today, you begin to realize your true potential. And once you become that person, you will give your dreams everything you got. There will not be any more holding back. And when you give it everything you got, you will be doing it smilingly. You will be happy that you got this opportunity where you can give it your everything. You have got the opportunity to give your everything onto something. This is where your life for next many generations are going to change. And that person who is going to make that change is inside of you. And today, you let that person come out. You have to stop looking for heroes outside of you. There is a bloody hero inside of you. And that is the only hero you need. Let that hero come out. That's the only hero you need. Stop looking for heroes outside. When you become success, giving it everything you have is the only way to live. That's the only way you will know to live. You will not know any other way. Everything you do, you will do it by giving it everything you have. You will love your husband or wife with everything you have. You will love your kids with everything you got. You will do the business with everything you got. When you become success, giving it everything you got is the only way you know how to live. There is no other way you would know. And the people looking at you might be mesmerized. They would not understand what happened. Today, let's become that person. Today, let's become success. Success is who you are. And when you become success, you will give it everything you got. Will you give it everything you got? Will you give it everything you got? Give it everything you got. Give it everything you got is not a strategy. It is who you are. Give it everything you got. It's not a 10-step plan. It is who you are. Give it everything you got. 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 I love